into the wall before hitting Ryan Priest, causing his car to flip over the track and slide upside down into the wall before coming to a rest just outside the grass. This is the second time in 2 years Priest went airborne in a crash.
Christmas is right around the corner.
That once launched, this dental appliance received an explosive response and quickly became...
Is a blessing and a curse, but the curse and blessing is that we can remember these very specific moments, and there's this specific moment in 2020 that is such a dark memory for me. There's video of when they saw Donald Trump on the cameras and on the big jumbotrons. Pretty impressive imagination around it. Be proud of it. You want a high
Hey,
close and what is the world
CKJ.
enough? Having American Eric. None of it's real. They expect you to cry for replaceable, zero value. Thanks to petroleum, thanks to fossil fuels.
Right. Oh man, my children, my kids learned about fossil fuels this week.
Triples. What do you think will happen to all of the goods and services you use? Where does inflation come from? Inflation comes from the raw materials to get you the products that you want to live with.
Thank you. I can see, so they're not just cool; they're actually helping me see.
Joe Biden triples the price of gas. Do you remember during the height of COVID?
Here doing my lesson plans.
Like I remember seeing like
On
99
President's
cents.
Day.
The average price of gas
Yes.
was below $2.
You know, my 40s
So
now, you
in
know,
many
so
places,
need
the
little
cost of gas
glasses.
has tripled. Around here, it's still $3.50. People in New Jersey, it's like $6. What's the price of gas? It's obscene. That's your inflation. Point is, nobody cried when Joe Biden canceled the Keystone XL pipeline, killing the jobs of thousands and thousands and thousands of American workers. Nobody worried about them. Nobody sobbed. What are they for child care? None of it's real. They expect you to cry for replaceable, zero value, fed, generic fed, doughy fed 34621. They expect you to cry for that person? No. I am bothered so much more by the truck stop attendant in Branson, Missouri, losing his job selling Zinn at midnight. They actually created real jobs. But then if you peel the onion layer just a little bit on who Christina Dry is, you'll notice that Christina Dry is actually a total psyop. I'm a career civil servant. I'm just sitting here getting hoping the bill schools in Nigeria. Nope. She's the propagandist for USAID, the chief propagandist, longtime speechwriter for the Biden administration. USAID Administrator Samantha Powers. Mike Ben's been on our program time and time again talking about the evils of Samantha Powers. Just a quick cursory scrub through her social media shows you that not only was Christina Dry's job to propagandize the world about all the great good that the billions of dollars that are being stolen from USAID are doing. Here's some of the good it's doing. Here's right there. Climb that up. Here's where USAID money was actually going. Right here. There you go. There's your school in Nigeria. All right? Another home for Bill Kristol. Another home for an Obama appointee. Another home for Henry McMaster, Mark Milley. Here you go. Another $30 million home in some godforsaken cul-de-sac around Washington, D.C.
Right.
This is who 60 Minutes decides to put up as the face of the torture that's happening right now to federal workers. Look at some of her posts.
Look at this. $1.9 million, 5-bedroom, 5-bath, global head, legal risk, compliance, and government affairs practice. Who house is this? Who house is this? Somebody's scamming the American people as usual. All the Democrats, that's all they do are scammers.
Hey guys, did you know some drivers are ditching their car insurance
Big
and they're
scammers.
doing this in cars? Was quoted uncritically by 60 Minutes. Wrote in 2018, the police won't shoot my white skin, but we all know that statistically they would shoot Latino or black skin.
Wow.
Latino or black skin.
Look at this, y'all. It's a Kristen Dyer, a former longtime speechwriter for the Biden admin USAID Administrator Samantha Power, who was quoted uncritically by 60 Minutes Tonight, wrote in 2018, the police won't shoot my white skin, but we all know that statistically they would shoot a Latino or a black. This is somebody with Biden. Baby, MAGA 2020. Baby, I'm so glad I cast my vote for Trump. Yeah, so glad. And people think these are Valentine nails. No, these MAGA nails. Yeah. You know, I got to say that to my students. All these Valentine nails, these MAGA nails all day long. All day long. MAGA.
And she also compared Trump.
And I'm so glad that my 70-year-old aunt and my 65-year-old mom turned MAGA right on with me. Yeah. They've been lied to. And FYI, my auntie still getting her Social Security for her being a hard worker. And my mama still getting her disability. So for all the Democrats, the hypocrites, the hypocrisy of it all, telling all these lies. Your grandparents, your parents, they're losing their Social Security. They ain't losing nothing. Just lying. They ain't lost nothing. My mama get her check every month. Are you? Rebecca? Are you? Go ask your mama that. Now.
To Hitler and the Nazis. Par for the course. So this is the new science drop. Feel sorry for this bed. It's kind of amazing that our receiving Social Security, maybe Twilight is real, and there's a lot of vampires. I've met a 100-year-old person before. I've never met anybody who's 119.
Right, me either. They paying Social Security money to people that's over 150. Show me somebody that's over 110 that's still living. But yet they sending out Social Security checks to people that's over 150 years old. 6 million for ages 90 to 99, 4.7 million 100 to 109, 3.6 million 110 to 119 years old. Who in the hell is that old? Nowhere. 3.5 million 140 to 149-year-olds. The same thing you asked me. Because why would you ask me that? Where did you get that from? Tell me, what do you see to ask me that question? Because nobody see the question but me and you. Because YouTube blocked it. Because obviously YouTube found it offensive. I'm an 8th grade science teacher, mother of 6, and I'm I'm for men. And I'm a woman, a real one. Yeah, I was born with one. People crazy. Ain't they, Jamil? Just dumb. Just dumb. But what they want, just dumb. People keep on talking about, show me what Trump has done, or show me the money that the Democrats have stole. What? Show you? What? Show you? Baby. Okay. Well, I apologize too. But this Jasmine Crockett, baby, she's a loud mouth. You know what? Now, people used to try to say that I'm loud mouth because I'm loud. Yes, I was ghetto queen in high school, but I also was a valedictorian. And there was no DEI going on in 1999 when I was valedictorian, #1 out of my entire graduating class. I worked hard to get that. Not only did I work hard, I also had a job. I also was a cheerleader. I was a majorette. I was vice president of the National Honor Society. I was a part of the Beta Club. And I didn't need DEI. I didn't need DEI. Baby, if you saying I look like a boy, then that means you are confused and you need help. Because it's all woman here. I don't. What man? What man do you see? What Adam's apple do you see? Don't play for me. You got one more time, Rebecca, and you see my mods coming out of the bushes right on you. Now I don't like the block, but we'll block you today. Yeah, loudmouth. I want to call her a loudmouth heifer, but I don't even want to say that. But she's just so loud. And we know why she loud, because she a part of the fraud. Girl, how you come in not even making $100K as a congressperson, but you worth $10 million? Girl, right, because you've been right scamming right along. How am I going to get out of here? Scroll up. That's how. Scroll. I'm right here doing my lesson plans for my students. That's how I can get out of here. Brittany just blocked you. Now, how do I get out of here? The same way you got here.
Well, I love primary care.
The same way you got here.
Because I get to dive deep into what's going on with them.
And let's see what this loud
The
mouth.
question of the day.
What you got to say? Like, what? It's crazy.
Hello.
Hey. Look, I'm like, it shouldn't. Well, no, that's the only trash because I ate. I said it wouldn't even be no trash in there if I didn't come up here and eat.
Well, you ain't on the morning.
They got you working, hardly working.
I
I said you should have an easy day today.
I just did get up and start doing something, so I got sleepy, so
Got you.
I get up and move around.
Well, we almost done. Right? Because what time you get to leave?
What time y'all out of here?
Well, hopefully at 3:30. But yeah, I hope so. I'm done. Got about 10 more minutes on my lesson plans, and I'm be good. So soon 3:30 hit. If she say if your lesson plan submitted, I'm up out of here. You have a good day. That was the custodian lady. They catered us Chick-fil-A today, so I had Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, some waffle potato chips that I didn't eat. I wish they would have gave us fries, a brownie, and some tea. So I didn't have to go out and get nothing today. But yeah, let's go back to these politicians, these Democrats that's hooping and hollering about, did nobody elect Elon? Did nobody elect, okay, did nobody elect Dr. Fauci? Did nobody elect Bill Gates? Did nobody elect all these other people that got all these positions committing fraud? Talking about who somebody didn't elect. We did elect Elon. When we elected Trump, we knew, because he told us he was bringing Elon along to come and clear it out. So y'all effing around and finding out that he ain't playing. So I'm happy with my vote. When people like literally, I get messages from people every week. I hope you happy with who you voted for. I hope you don't lose your teaching job. I hope you don't lose your food stamps. Like, what food stamps? Babe, I don't get food stamps. I want some. Like, I hope you don't lose what? He need to take it from these people that's committing fraud. I seen this white lady that was getting $3,000 in food stamps, a $900 check for like the first of the month check, and she was on Section 8, and she had just bought a 2024 BMW from making videos on TikTok, so she getting paid TikTok money, and she want to complain that they took her food stamps away and they taking her Section 8. Baby, if you can buy a 2024 BMW, you don't need Section 8 or food stamps. But let's get back to this loudmouth Jasmine Crockett. Baby, give me her position. Give me her position. Me and my 6 children will be happy with the legal money that the government is paying us. Not, oh, I'm going to send $10 million to Cambodia for condoms, but I'm really not going to send it to Cambodia, and we just going to let it do a loop back on into Jasmine Crockett's bank account. These people are such frauds. And I really wish that our people would read the executive orders and quit just listening to CNN or Sonny Hostin on The View or MSNBC. All these outlets are about to be canceled because all they do is lie. Like, literally all they do is lie. Oh, he's gonna take away the Department of Education. Funny how I'm still at work. Them millions of dollars they wasting in Washington, he need to get rid of that so I can make more than $50,000 a year dealing with 140 students who I have to make lesson plans for weekly, PowerPoints for daily. I got to grade papers. I got to make tests. I got to put the tests in. I have to call parents every week. I have to check on the children's well-being, make sure that they feeling safe, not only at school, but at home. I have to, not alone my own 6 children that I have to do these same things for, but all we getting paid is $50,000 a month. And here's Miss Jasmine Crockett over here hooping and hollering about we gonna get rid of Elon Musk, and she making $10 million as a politician. And Sonny Hostin, it's gonna start hurting our pocketbooks. Girl, you make $3 million a year on The View lying. Your pocketbook is not gonna be hurt. And Whoopi Goldberg with that fake name, but she wanna talk about Elon Musk's son, naming his son X. Your name is not Whoopi Goldberg, woman. And you make $8 million a year. But you talking about your children and how they gonna be living. Like, what? What? $8 million, $3 million. This is what y'all get paid a year. That other white lady with the short hair that look like a man, that's who you should be going to her channel, MSNBC or whatever channel she on, and asked her. And she was making $30 million a year to lie. $30 million a year. And here I am making $50,000 as a teacher with 6 kids and can't even get food stamps, can't get assistance, can't get nothing. Yeah, I'm happy with my vote. Let's get into the video so I can do my lesson plans on the side as we listen to Miss Jasmine Crockett from Texas. Girl, you don't go on with this hat on your head because this is what this wig look like. Look, she got a hat on her head and these nails, and we just supposed to listen to you. Girl, stop. Stop. The only subject Republican Jasmine Crockett is qualified to teach is Ghetto Hoology 101. I second that. And listen to her. Listen to this.
Are you happy that you voted for Donald Trump?
I am.
So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump.
Tell him.
You gonna learn a few lessons from us.
Girl, what you gonna learn?
And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right?
No, y'all about to F around and find out.
It is them who are about to.
Y'all the ones that's gonna F around and find out.
Crockett with all the legacy Democrats right here getting together to rally against Elon Musk and Donald Trump for what they're doing with Doge. Now, this isn't a clip that is brand new to us, obviously, but, I have to provide context. Now, are you happy that you voted for Donald Trump?
Are you happy that you voted for Trump?
Hold up. I'm going to say this one more time to you, Rebecca Manuela. I was born a female. XX chromosomes. I birthed 6 children out of my hoo-ha. That wasn't man-made, but God made it. I breastfed all 6 of my children. Matter of fact, my son will be 5 in 3 days, and he just stopped breastfeeding like 2 to 3 months ago. Go back through my videos and watch me breastfeed him, and then come back and ask me, are you a man teacher? Is your mama a man teacher? Now don't make me have to go there again. Keep on asking the same question. I done told you, I am a woman, all woman.
Now that you see everything that he has been doing,
Mm-hmm.
do you feel bad that you voted for him?
No.
No, not me. What about you?
All right, what you feel?
A lot of people warned me about voting for Trump, but I did not listen.
Good.
I even lost some of my friends
Me too.
and family
Me too.
over the election.
Me
Yep.
too. Yep.
I am so glad
So glad
that I did not listen.
that I did not listen.
I have no regrets.
So glad I was with the
This is what I voted.
77 million Americans that voted for Trump. Are you listening? 77 million Americans voted for Trump. White Americans, black Americans, Latino Americans, non-Latino Americans, Hispanic Americans, the Irish, the Amish people, Asian people, Chinese Americans, all kind. Right, trying to insult people with poor English is beyond me, baby. What school system are you in? Because they say the U.S. is the lowest. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Are you for real, Shannon? Because it just seemed like you just playing around. Because who comes in and asks for shout-outs with their mom passing? However, if your mom did just pass, sorry for your loss. And I'll be praying for you and your family. Because I would hate to lose my mom. Back to why I voted for Trump and why I'm happy and why I'm glad I didn't listen to the naysayers. Calling me a coon and Candace Mayo and Shantae Owens, baby, whatever. Whatever.
You liberals like to ask, this is what you voted for.
Thanks, you guess. I didn't have to give you a shout out. So what do you mean, thanks, I guess? First of all, who comes in here without saying hi, just automatically, can I get a shout out? My mom just died. Nobody does that. If my mom just died, I wouldn't be on YouTube asking for a shout out.
Exactly. This is what I voted for.
Let me go back
This
so
is
you
what
can
I
hear.
voted for.
Yes.
You liberals like to ask, this is what you voted for.
This is what you voted for.
Exactly.
Yep.
This is what I voted for.
What I voted
and
for.
what is there not to like about everything Trump has been doing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he's handling the immigration crisis we had in this country,
Right.
DEI, or uncovering the corruption that has been going on in our country.
That's right.
I feel very proud of myself and for everyone that voted for Trump. It took a non-politician like Trump to show us how foolish we all have been to blindly trust our government. I used to hear charity begins at home. Some of you might know.
Right. That's what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, for the corrupt government that we have been dealing with, charity begins overseas.
Right. Because we can't get no charity here as
We have a lot
Americans.
of Americans struggling. Meanwhile, we're sending all this money,
Ukraine.
taxpayer money, overseas. So yes, no regrets at all. I am very glad I voted for Trump.
No
I'm
regret.
sure you guys are. I don't want to speak for anybody. Are you glad you voted for Trump?
I am. I am.
Very
Trump
much so.
2025. Yeah, he
Very
can get a
much so.
third term. Matter of fact,
Donald
he
Trump.
can get as many
I'm
more
getting
terms he
exactly
needs to.
everything that I asked for and
Let me
then
pause.
some.
Matter of fact, he can get as many more terms that he needs to get rid of all this corruption. Because clearly he gonna need more than 4 years to do that. So if he need a third term, I'm voting. A fourth one, I'm voting. Hell, if we need a dictatorship for the next 20 years to get rid of the corrupt government, I'm for it.
Now, I'm not saying that I will blindly 100% follow and agree with every decision that Donald Trump or Elon Musk make.
No, I
However,
won't.
the likes of Jasmine
Come on, man.
Crockett's and the Maxine
Of course, you ain't
Walker.
supposed to agree with everything somebody say. You know, just like you don't supposed to disagree either. So we gonna agree with everything the Dems say and disagree with everything the Republicans can say, or we gonna agree with everything the Republicans say and like no. It used to be some good and some bad on both sides. I don't know what the Democrats got going on. Straight scammers, straight frauders, straight. Where is that video? After this video, I'm gonna show y'all the video where all your tax-paying money been going. And if you're not a U.S. citizen, a documented citizen, not one waiting on a visa, not one waiting on the appointment to come through, not one waiting on a court date. I mean a legal citizen, then you don't need to say nothing. But I know one thing. I know I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to send $15 million for condoms to Cambodia. I don't care. $17 million to help Africans do their taxes. What? What? Millions of dollars to help other countries start DEI jobs. What? So we no longer getting jobs based off of what we can do, our skill, our merit, but we getting jobs because we gay, trans. Yes, I am, Shannon. How are you? Crazy.
Orders that making it seem as if we didn't, as Americans, make this decision together collectively.
Right, we voted. 77 million of us did.
Say, to really change and overthrow what we've known to be the propaganda machine and the deep state, to finally understand and uncover what's going on with our tax dollars and behind the scenes the government has been lying to us forever about. Now, how can you be upset at that? I don't get it. And I think it's
I'm not
important
bad.
that Jasmine Crockett
Good.
hears from the Black community specifically because, like I said, she walks around and she floats her rhetoric as if she's speaking for all Black people, but that is definitely not the case. This woman is
Baby, she definitely not speaking for me. No, ma'am. So, this video that I'm finna play y'all is this woman is tired of Jasmine Crockett's drama. Jasmine, let's cut through the glam and get real. Your nails, lashes, and wigs may turn heads, but they don't answer the tough questions we've got. If you're in oversight, explain why Social Security explain why Social Security paying out to folks supposedly 160 years old. Yeah, explain that, Miss Crockett. Talk about Russia, or Elon all you want. Baby, that was 2016 talk, and if you was just listening to them 3 news outlets, then you was brainwashed too. But we're not buying it this time. We're not. We don't care nothing about you saying Russia a million times. That's not gonna make us believe Trump has anything wrong going on with Russia. Anyway, the Constitution doesn't mention the Department of Education. It does not. And we're not here for your theatrics. No, ma'am, we're not. We elected Trump to watch the purse strings, and now we want answers. Where's the money, sis? Where the money is, sis? You want to call that lady blonde, what women? Blonde, butch. Dang, I can't even remember what she called the lady. Blonde, bad, butch build. I can't even remember it. But what she called that white lady. But anyway. It said, we elected Trump to watch the purse strings, and now we want answers. Where's the money, sis? The hood's asking because we not seeing it. Save the spectacle for somebody else. We need facts, not distractions. So you can save all the drama, Congresswoman Crockett. Where our money at, sis?
Jasmine Crockett's drama Jasmine, let's cut through the glam and get real. Your nails, lashes, and wigs might turn heads, but they won't answer the tough questions we got. Ouch.
Yeah.
Our job is to conduct oversight. We both serve on the oversight committee. Now y'all know he likes the pound the Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia. But I got news for him. We, the people, will not go. Y'all can't be this like naive.
They are.
So listen to her and all her and the nails and the lashes and the wig. Like, that ain't phasing nobody, sis. We got questions, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Questions.
Someone got questions, lashes.
Yeah. We got questions, lashes. I don't got none on. We're not looking at your lashes, Jasmine. Where the money at?
And your oversight. What happened to all the dollars in Social Security that people were paid out who were 150 years old? Like, she's trying to come up with he likes to pal around with Putin. We've been there, done that.
Yeah, that's over with.
Russia. That was 2016, sis.
Right.
That's over with.
That ain't gonna work this time.
It's not.
Oh, Elon Musk is trying to tear up the Constitution. The Federal Department of Education is not in the Constitution, sis. It's not.
I didn't even know that.
Well, we the people
Right.
elected Donald Trump, and we the people said we want to see what y'all doing with our money.
And do.
And they mad. They mad.
Right.
Talking about Mr. Trump. Girl, you can't even stand in his presence.
And can't.
Sis. These are billionaires. They were billionaires.
They were billionaires before.
They got a government check.
Before.
I don't even think Donald Trump is even getting a government check.
And not. Neither is Elon. And Elon is only doing the Doge thing. Is only a temporary thing. So like a year and a half. He don't need all this time to find the corruption. And he not even taking a check. Like, girl, just out there yelling for no reason. Edges all the way right here to her eyebrows. Girl, where are you going with these edges? Baby, take this lace front off.
Nah.
He probably never even had a government check. But these are billionaires before you even came around. Lashes, wig, okay? So, cut it out. Cut the BS. The American people don't care nothing about you being cool. They don't care nothing about you doing all of this. Where is the money, sis? Where is it? Because the hood ain't got it. We ain't got it. So all that, save it. Save it. Save it for Nancy Mace. We got questions.
Yeah, Nancy Mace, for real. Nancy Mace was one of the ones who got with her. Anywho, you see that we don't all agree with this sentiment and this rhetoric of Jasmine Crockett that she's out here pushing against Donald Trump and MAGA and Elon Musk. It's really sickening to know that Elon Musk has been dragged down the way that he is, and he's literally a pillar for keeping the American people being able to have a voice.
Right.
Somebody said we really need some sort of mandatory IQ test before people can run for Congress. We need some sort of test, right? Now, Art Candy posted this, where Jasmine, she said, Crockett is the best. Crockett posted there is an immigrant taking people's jobs. His name is Elon Musk. He's snatching farms, government jobs, even those in which they manage our national security, and definitely those whose jobs are to root out.
Hey, Angela, no, I did not watch the Super Bowl. I did watch the halftime show, which I found amazing. A lot of people didn't think it was a show. It definitely was a show. And if you didn't understand it, then you're one of the slow ones. And people will say, we didn't want a Black History lesson. We wanted entertainment. Why come you didn't want a Black History lesson? It's Black History Month. It was entertaining, especially if you knew what he was doing. It was very entertaining. Very. Y'all talking about y'all arguing with each other about whether Kendrick Lamar gave a great performance or not, but not arguing with each other whether Kamala was going to be a good president or not. And then gave you not a policy. The only thing she was worrying about was abortion, which has nothing to do with reproductive rights. Giving trans surgeries to illegal immigrants in jail. Allowing men in women's sports with my daughters, no. Putting tampons in boys' bathrooms with my sons, no. Like, our people need to do better and find real stuff to be mad at each other about. Why people coming to me talking about this is what you voted for? It sure is what I voted for. What you should have voted for too. Because my mama still getting her disability and my auntie still getting her Social Security and it ain't stopped. I'm still on my low-paying teacher job thanks to all the crooks in Washington making millions of dollars to be up here hooping and hollering about nothing. Good afternoon, Lovelace. How you doing? Like what? Girl. Look at this. Look, let me read up this message what Jasmine Cockmouth said. She said, there's an immigrant taking people's jobs. His name is Elon Musk. He's snatching farms, government jobs, even those in which they manage our national security, and definitely those whose jobs are to root out fraud, inspector generals, and those that are keeping us safe, FAA, Meals on Wheels workers, Head Start, and the list goes on. So I'll be the biggest person to admit to MAGA that I was wrong when I said immigrants will be taking our jobs. You're 1,000% correct. This is what this retard wrote on Twitter. So let me say something to you, Miss Jasmine Crockett, since you're supposed to be on the oversight board, since you actually supposed to be in D.C., in Congress. My son, Head Start, they're still there. Pre-K, they're still there. My children still going to school tomorrow on the government funding that's already been issued. The lies you tell. But one thing they are getting rid of is this DEI training that they have us going to for nothing. $5 million on for me to click a link to learn some DEI training. On diversity, inclusion. What? What? $5 million. $5 million. Where you at? Okay, teachers can't cuss. The students do. So why come I can't?
And definitely those who, and those that are keeping us safe, FAA, Meals on Wheels workers, Head Start, and the list goes on. So I'll be the bigger person and admit to MAGA that I was wrong when I said immigrants wouldn't take our jobs. You were 100% correct. This man, if anything, Chet, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't it Elon Musk whom employed more people than Jasmine Crockett?
Yes.
And has more people employed on payroll than
Yeah, show me somebody you employed, Miss Crockett, with that $10 million that you scamming from the government, from the American people, from the American people's tax-paying money.
Jasmine Crockett?
Well, that's very, very stupid. You could get fired for that. I recommend you probably don't want to cuss through, even though the students... What? Are there any students here? Ma'am, I'm in my classroom all alone. I can say what I want. And what cuss words did I say to get fired for? I'm confused. I'm waiting. Shannon, O'Leary, or Lowry, or whatever your name is. About some cussing, a teacher cussing. Can say what I want to say. You talking about a teacher cussing, but they want to teach my kindergartner about gender identity and sexual orientation. And about masturbation. But you got a problem with me cussing? I should be cussing.
Wait, get this. I think she's just upset that he's an actual African American. I think that could be the case. I don't know. But the fact that she's sitting here implying that he's somehow taking the jobs, he's taking the funding away from the corruption, which ultimately takes jobs away from corrupt people. Other than that, he's literally employing American people. He's created businesses that provides jobs for. Shut up. Just shut up, okay?
Right. Just shut up.
I care that Elon Musk is unconventional in his methods. So according to Jasmine Crockett, who said that she is also on the House Budgeting Committee, Elon Musk is doing things wrong, and that's why Democrats are so upset. She said that what he's supposed to do when he discovers these things is convene a committee and have a committee meeting so that they can discuss things quietly. He is not supposed to bring things to the attention of the American people, and he has been posting things on X. He's been vocal about it on social media.
He need to
every
keep
time
posting.
he finds something. But I do not care if his methods are unconventional.
Right.
I think that the reason they want him to discover these things and keep it behind closed doors so that they can continue with this money laundering that they have been doing over the last few years. And I'm curious too about Jasmine Crockett because she loves to talk about the oppression of the black person in this country and how white people, according to her, will never understand how it feels to be a black person in America. This is what Jasmine Crockett loves to talk about.
Yep.
But what about the oppression of the American taxpayer? You have taxes taken out of your paycheck before you even get it. And our government, our elected officials are sending our tax dollars all over the world, to paying for the most ridiculous things on our dime. $59 million spent on housing undocumented migrants in the state of New York in luxury hotels. $59 million. But meanwhile, we have American citizens who are sleeping in tents and who lost everything they have. But our government managed to come up with $59 million to house undocumented immigrants in luxury hotels in the state of New York. If Jasmine Crockett and all these other Democrats were really for the people, this is what they would be talking about. They would be advocating for the people instead of advocating against an appointed elected official who is doing his job.
Yes.
Facts.
He's doing.
Facts. Why should he come behind the closed doors of Congress and say, oh, well, this is what we've exposed you guys stealing? No. The American people need to know what y'all are stealing. That's what? That's just like me committing fraud, and then they hire somebody to investigate the fraud. And instead of them exposing me for committing fraud, they just come and talk to me about it. And it don't go nowhere else. You too, Lovelace. Hopefully we'll get out of here at 3:30. Like what?
In his job. I really don't understand why they choose to spend 73 million.
And look at this. Let's see how deep the swamp really goes. So Cory Booker, I guess he a congressperson, who knows? He says, we're barely 3 weeks in, but Trump is laying the groundwork to allow staggering levels of corruption to occur in the U.S. government. Here are 5 actions he's already taken to flood gates of corruption, just the facts. So I guess he called himself exposing something. But then Elon wrote to him, well, if there's anyone that knows about corruption, it would be you. How much has your wealth increased since you've been in politics? Just round numbers, please. Let's see what his has made. Okay, let's see the deep swamp, how it really goes. Ion Osmar, $83 million, but these are politicians. Chuck Schumer, $75 million, but they politicians. Elizabeth Warren, $73 million, but she a politician. Adam Scruff, or I don't even know how to say this. Adam Schiff, $60 million. Jamie Raskin, $20 million. Hakeem Jeffries, $17 million. Cory Booker, who wrote this post, $14 million scamming. And finally, Jasmine Crockett, $10 million. Well, we see why she got the loud mouth, sounding like the lady on the movie Lean on Me, loudmouth lady at the school board. They got the son bringing in the drugs and the guns, but she there with the loudest mouth. That's Jasmine Crockett right there, scamming for $10 million.
That's 60 million. Jamie Raskin, 20 million. Hakeem Jeffrey, 17 million. Cory Booker, 14 million. Jasmine Crockett, 10 million. Wow. You getting 10 M's a year.
10 M's. That's why her mouth's so
Telling me
big.
that it's not possible for me somehow.
That's why she don't want the fraud and the scamming and the corruption exposed, because she a part of it. Matter of fact, let me just see how much she make as a politician, so maybe we can add up how she got these 10 M's, these 10 million. Jasmine Crockett net worth. No, not net worth. I want salary. So you mean to tell me she make $174,000 a year as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives? 174,000, but somehow she worth 10 million. Who told you the stock numbers? Nancy Pelosi? Okay. Baby, she been she been a part of the Texas 30th Congressional District since 2023. So you mean to tell me, baby, you ain't even been a part of Congress for 2 years and you already got 10 million? Baby, you ain't even supposed to have 400,000 because you got to pay taxes on this 174,000 that you was making. I'm sure you live in a nice home. I'm sure you drive a nice car. You sure be wearing these lace fronts with the edges going all the way to your eyebrows. Your nails always looking nice. Your lashes be longer than a bat wing. So, baby. Yeah, I'm glad you was born March 29th, not a Pisces. You a Aries. Girl. We the same age, literally the same age. Why you over there lying, making 10 million? Here I am, barely making 50,000 as a teacher. But you up there hooping and hollering about the Department of Education being taken somewhere, and here I am on a professional development day at school with no students. Oh, we know she make more than that, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Ooh, honey. Baby, she done got her teeth fixed. She got braces. She wearing better wigs. Look like she been taking Ozempic and done lost weight. Yeah. You worth $10 million, but only make $174,000 in salary. Okay. Oh, let's not forget her income from her real estate assets and her stock portfolio, thanks to Nancy Pelosi. Yeah. I get to see cute children every day, my own children that are at home. I wouldn't dare be in here calling somebody else's child cute and have me on the news talking about I'm harassing kids. Yeah, my cute children live with me. The ones I birth.
Now, I'm not saying that everybody's going to be rich and everybody possesses. I mean, he's already taken to open the floodgates of corruption. Just round numbers would be fun. Yeah, Jasmine, you about to F around and find out. You said that we were gonna find out now. Now, people like Jasmine Crockett are still so threatened by Trump calling them.
Right, Brittany. Like, duh, girl, I'm finna make me a dentist appointment. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. I want a whitening. Because, I drink so much coffee and tea and Dr. Pepper and Pepsi. So it's not like I don't know why my teeth aren't as white as I would want them to be. Because I drink coffee all day long. I drink tea all day long. I drink Dr. Pepsi. I drink Pepsi. It is what it is. I'm still cute. Still cute. What's rude? Baby, how old are you? How old are you and where are you from? Because we're going to agree to disagree on that.
I'm a white supremacist on national TV, but not Biden, who actually passed the 1994 crime bill. The irony.
Y'all want to know what I want to know?
What's that?
Yeah.
I want to know why y'all don't have the same energy for Biden y'all have for Trump. When Biden is the racist, white supremacist, y'all think Trump is. I saw that Jasmine Crockett girl, or whatever her name is, calling Trump a white supremacist. Like,
What did he do to you?
Calling the president of the United States a white supremacist. What did he do to Black Americans to make you feel like he's a white supremacist when Biden literally created a 94 crime bill and didn't apologize and say nothing, didn't fix it?
Not only did he create the 94 crime bill, but he made sure that he was going to be black and locking up niggers. And then had the nerve to say, if you don't vote for him, you're not black. And he a whole white man. Ken to Kamala way back down the line. Yeah, go do your research. Go do your research. They cousins, long lost cousins. Yeah. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, what?
Rectified, didn't do shit. But y'all calling this man a white supremacist, and you can get on national TV and call this man a white supremacist? Y'all let Biden stay in office for 4 years without no problem, without no issues, no nothing. But Trump, like, I don't get it. That's why Black people so brainwashed right now, because our political leaders. Like, why y'all don't never talk about the platinum plan for Americans, for Black Americans?
What the platinum plan
Why
is?
y'all never talk about how no political leader would meet with Ice Cube but Trump to put out the Black plan for America? Have y'all even read it?
They
y'all
haven't.
educated Black Americans?
They
about
haven't, baby. They just want to keep hollering Russia, and Project 2025 that has nothing to do with Trump. But continue.
platinum plan, a whole plan, not only for Black Americans, but for our future generations. But y'all don't teach Black people that. Y'all want to keep calling this man a white supremacist.
Just like they've been lying to us this whole time as far as for slavery. When you think of slavery, you probably would have thought all Black people was the only people that was enslaved. Yeah, we were so in slavery. Yeah, we were. But let's not forget that our own people enslaved us first. So, Africans enslaved Africans. Just like Asians enslaved Asians, and Chinese enslaved Chinese people, and whites enslaved whites. You do know there was a white slave trade as well. Or did you not? Did you know that a white person would catch polio before they would be catching a slave in Africa? Yeah. They didn't go into Africa and raid tribes and destroy tribes and villages and enslave Africans. No. Our own people enslaved us and then sold us at the coast to the whites. So as far as the whites knew, this just some merchandise I'm buying. Some cheap merchandise. They not knowing the things that our people went through getting enslaved. They don't know that because they wasn't going in there doing it. But we don't know history. So when you think of slavery, you automatically just think about Black people. We was enslaved. First of all, they didn't even have the means or the money back then to be transporting people from different lands. Like, but y'all keep on watching that show Roots, because that's where the brainwashing is coming in. Even when they asked him about it, he say, oh, I just wanted our people to have a myth to live by. A myth? A myth. Now, I'm not saying that slavery was not wrong. It's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is blacks weren't the only people enslaved. So, if we're going to say slavery was wrong for blacks, then we need to say slavery was wrong for everyone. And I have a quick video to show y'all on that. And that'll probably, my day will be over with. I'll be done with this lesson plan. They'll be sending us a message saying, if you got your lesson plans in, you can go for the day. And guess what? I'm going to be ready to go for the day. But yeah, there was a white slave trade, Asian slave trade, Chinese slave trade. But here we are in America getting taught that blacks, we was the only slaves. But they say if you want to hide something, hide it in a book, because we won't read it. Our kids reading 3 levels down.
On national TV, instead of calling him a white supremacist, why not come together and figure out what we can do as Americans? Not just black Americans, not just white Americans, not just Mexican Americans, but as Americans. Minus the skin tone, skin color. Why don't we all just come together and figure out what we need to do to upgrade our people? Like, stop playing a victim, and then stop letting these black political leaders make y'all a victim.
Amen to that. I like what she said. Stop letting these black political leaders make y'all a victim. And she also emphasized how she went on national television to say this. Because, I mean, like, again, to my point with the friend that I told you I had the conversation with, who was under the impression that Elon Musk owned the software that the election polls were attached to. She got that information.
Bye, Shannon.
From, she said she heard it
Have a
on the
good
news
day.
network just in passing. So yes, you get on TV
Have a
and you
good day,
spout
baby.
stuff like Donald Trump is a white supremacist to people who aren't going to go double check or go look into any of these things. All you're doing is setting us back even further. So yes, your intentions are that of ill and vicious. Y'all know I like to say vicious and vile together. I think she'd be very spot on with that, man. More black women are going in on the likes of Ayanna Presley, Omar AOC, and yeah, listen to her point. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Oh, Jasmine Crockett, Ayanna Presley, what's that old lady name? Maxine Waters. Maxine Waters probably initiated Jasmine Crockett.
You know
and
it.
Ayanna Presley.
Duh, of course she did. She's standing at the door. Let me see that ID again. He won't let me see that ID again. Ask him to see the ID. Because he won't let me see it again. I am a part of Congress, and I can't get into this building because this man here, who was hired by an outside agency, said we can't walk in here. Let me see that ID again, young man. Let me see that ID again. Like what? These people are crazy. I wonder how much Maxine Waters make. Let me look her up. Maxine Waters. Oh, she make the same. So funny how all of them make $174,000 as members of the House, but yet they worth millions. Worth millions. Oh, so Maxine Water worth $10 million too. So Jasmine Crockett probably said, "Girl, you need to make me worth what you worth, or I'm just gonna be loud, and you ain't gonna like it." Because Maxine received $2 million through family inheritance, And she been a part of Congress since 1991. So Maxine Waters been a part of Congress almost 25 years and worth 10 million, whereas Jasmine Crockett only been a part of Congress for 2 years and worth 10 million. Who committing the fraud? I got an idea. I have an idea of who's committing the fraud. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right, back to the video.
Black female lawmakers into some real shady business. And that's why they're so loud right now. Because whatever was being done, whatever those other lawmakers were doing, when these loudmouth banshees came in and joined that club, those lawmakers made sure that these loudmouth women did it even more aggressively than they were doing it, as to not ever worry about them loudmouth ass women blowing the whistle on them. Are y'all following what I'm saying?
Yes, you definitely said that in a Shakespearean way. I mean, I'm following them.
When Jasmine Crockett, Ayanna Presley, Ilhan Omar, even AOC, because she got a loud mouth too. When they joined in this lawmakers club, I'm sure those lawmakers were terrified that these women would blow up their spot. So they put them on game. They put them on to what they were doing, how they were laundering the money, how they were funneling our tax dollars into these offshore accounts. Why? Not because they cared about these women at all. It was to safeguard their own interests. There's no way that these women could ever blow the whistle on them if they are even more guilty. That's how in 2 years, with a $174,000 salary,
you get millions.
A net worth of $40,000 to have a net worth of $9 million and owning multiple $1 million homes. They are committing illegal activity. And when the ish hits the fan, those women are going to be the first ones convicted. I'm telling y'all what I know. It's all right there. It's all very obvious. They're so dumb. They're so stupid for participating. They're so dumb. And that's what they get. They about to get what's coming to them, and I can't wait.
Yes, okay, so she's basically saying the women like Jasmine Crockett, the Presley, the Ilhan, the AOCs potentially are getting put on to the laundering schemes, the money laundering schemes with the tax dollars of the American citizens. And they're basically the dummies, or the test dummies, I guess, to be put out on the forefront, because if they get taken down, they're not going to be snitching in the room. At least that's what she's alluding to. I heard of that somewhere. You gotta clarify for me if I did. They said they were not groomed to solve problems. They were selected to create problems. Oh, okay, that's a good take. Doge exposes them. These congresswomen are an example of the worst of the Congress. The dregs of the Congress. What does dregs mean? There is no intelligence coming from this group. Funny how the loudest ones in Congress always scam to get mysteriously rich while claiming that this man makes too much sense.
Listen, this to say this man makes too much sense. Be smarter, people. Be smarter, Democrat supporters. Before you crash out, before you film a video of yourself crying, before you post videos and send it out to all your friends saying Trump is going to take away your civil rights, he's going to stop all your benefits and fundings. Before you do that, do me a favor, read the actual order. The Chuck Schumers, the Elizabeth Warrens, the Sonny Hostins, the Joy Behars of the world, the Whoopi Goldbergs, their job right now is to crap on basically everything that man is going to do. That's all they have is to grift. They have nothing to offer you but fear. Democrats, it's time to walk away. Turn off your MSM research and get the facts. They have been and continue to lie to you. We have Mardi Gras on March 4th, 24, National Holiday in New Orleans every year. That big holiday in New Orleans. Yes, I love Mardi Gras. I went to Alabama A&M, and so I had a lot of college friends from New Orleans. And I've actually been to a Mardi Gras with a friend, and I also attended whatever they have in December that's kind of like Mardi Gras too. So yeah, good experience. But yeah, listen to this guy.
Be smart, people. Be smarter than Democrat supporters.
Let's have a conversation, folks.
Okay.
Before you crash out over some misinformation that you heard from your favorite politician, right? Whose job it is to poo-poo on everything the president is doing right now. That's the job right now. Let's be honest. On both sides, they both do it. When the Republicans are winning, it's the Democrats' job to crap all over it. The Democrats are winning, it's the Republicans' job to crap all over it.
Right.
I'm tired of that shit. Guys, before you crash out, before you film a video of yourself crying, before you post videos and send it out to all your friends saying Trump's gonna take away your civil rights and he's gonna stop all your benefits and funding, before you do that, do me a favor. Read the actual order. Listen to his press secretary and hear what they have to say. We gotta do things differently right now. The Chuck Schumers, the Elizabeth Warrens, the Sonny Housens, the Joy Behars of the world, the Whoopi Goldbergs, their job right now is to basically crap on everything that man's gonna do from here on out. That's all they have is the grift. That's all they have. Which is a shame. They have nothing else to offer you but fear. Don't fall for that. If we haven't learned anything else from the last 8 years, we at least learned that we should read things before we react to things.
Right.
This is a short conversation, folks. It's really simple. You want to tamp down on the hate and division in this country? Read. If you don't, keep doing what you're doing. But I'm not playing that game with you.
Amen to that. 100%. Respect that message.
100%. 100%. Go read an executive order before you just automatically just believe. Let me see Doge, because I'm trying to see where the money is so I can let y'all see where the money is. Where is it? And they made it this 19-year-old that Elon Musk done hired. Baby, this 19-year-old is a genius. Like, you can't just say just because he's 19, he don't know what he doing, and you 80, that mean you do. No. Because my 20-year-old has more work ethic than the average 30, 40, 50-year-old. And I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Where's that video? It's Fox. It's the video about all the dang on spending. Well, I like listening to the bands doing Mardi Gras, a lot of young kids. Right, like.
These things, it's just common sense. It's not draconian or radical. I think it's
the so-called Department of Government Efficiency that really is Department of Government Efficiency for Elon Musk.
Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America.
not be making decisions that put Americans at harm.
We have got to tell.
Listen to these loudmouth women.
We will see you in the courts, in Congress, in the streets.
All these scammers and fraudsters.
I am going to stand with you in this fight, and we will win. We will win.
No, you won't.
They're violations of our Constitution of the United States of America. We will not shut up. We will stand up.
We know you won't because y'all are part of the scam. We know. We know.
I think that.
We know. Oh my God, where is that dang video? Professor Nez. Let me see. These people, AOC is on here trying to show illegals how to avoid ICE, talking about their rights. Baby, they're illegals. They don't have any rights. Like, what are you talking about? And then that Somalian lady that married her brother so he could get citizenship. She need to be deported right along with him. And she also online giving Somalians advice on wait a minute. I can't even find it, y'all. Fraud government spending. It's crazy. I've watched so many videos. I can't even.
Oh yeah, tremendous fraud. It's tremendous fraud, and
Thank my friend from Massachusetts. Musk is going after fraudulent treasury payments after the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, replied to payments in the
Elon Musk with one of his biggest revelations yet and trying to cut government waste and embargo.
Ron is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud, and Ron is doing a great job. He's finding tremendous fraud and corruption and waste. And it goes on for years. $9 million for somebody to go and stand in a store and see how people shop. Okay? I mean, you take a look at these things. It's a disgrace.
What? $9 million paid to somebody to see?
As an example, $59 million going to a little small group in New York City. You get nothing going to North Carolina to help nothing. They say, we don't have any money. We should be giving money to those
Let's
things.
listen to Trump words.
Oh yeah, tremendous fraud. It's tremendous fraud, and it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe that you can have that kind of fraud. You're talking about like, are you talking about what? Wait. Which are you talking? You're talking about with regard to all of the investigations that are going on about the stupidity. What we're going to do is tomorrow I'm having a news conference. I'm going to read to you some of the names that hundreds of millions and even billions of dollars have been given to. And if you tell me that we should be giving money to those things, those entities, I think you probably have to leave as a reporter because you're not very talented. When you look at the kind of money, billions and billions of dollars being thrown away illegally, and there's no chance, I mean, I say it in front of our Attorney General, there's no chance that there's not kickbacks or something going on. When you give millions and millions of dollars to somebody that stands to look at something for 15 minutes and walks away with millions of dollars, that money's coming back in some form. And that's only one form of corruption. The biggest thing is what they do to our country. They're taking massive amounts of money and spending it on items. I went through a list of 200 expenditures that were made, and I found 3 that looked like they were reasonable. Okay, 3.
Wow.
And we'll be
3
talking about
out of
that tomorrow.
thousands.
We have a lot of stuff, and I want to commend Elon because he's done a fantastic. He doesn't need this. You know, he's abused by you people every day. He's found more things than anybody could find. I think he's got the credibility to do it. I know he does. And it's his group of people. You know, they started off with 12. I call them 12 geniuses. They started off with 12 and they went to 20 and 25 and now they're up to almost 100 people are joining to help them. This is a massive fraud that's taken place. And then you have judges that are activists and they sit there and they say, oh, as an example, $59 million going to a little small group in New York City. You get nothing going to North Carolina to help nothing. They say, we don't have any money because they've given it away on the border. But you have nothing. What they did to North Carolina is a shame. And then they sent $59 million to New York City for a hotel for a little bit of nothing, what they've done. A hotel that was not luxury, that's getting luxury rates for migrants, where they're making a fortune, and we catch them. But a judge says, well, even though it may be a fraud, you have to send the money in anyway. Send the money. I said, wait a minute, we have money that shouldn't go because we caught it before it was sent out, but they want the money to go anyway. And I think you're gonna have a lot of things to look at, Pam. I really do, what's going on with this whole thing. And this is just one group. We haven't talked about Department of Education. We haven't talked about the military. We haven't talked about a lot of things that are very big. And what's happened is, as an example, you'll have cases where you have a 3-month contract, and maybe the guy that signs the contract leaves, maybe he gets rich, all of a sudden he leaves for that reason, but you have a 3-month contract and maybe he leaves. So the contract is sitting there and the people signing the checks don't know it's 3 months, and it goes on for years. The 3 months turns out to be 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, just goes on forever. And the guy on the other side of the contract just keeps getting check after check after check, because Elon had an expression yesterday, because nobody cares. It's a great expression, nobody cares. The guy that signed the contract didn't care. Maybe there, may not be there, maybe crooked, who knows? But you have to care, otherwise you can't really run a thing like that, or you can't run a country, really. Because there's so many transactions, thousands and thousands of transactions. And if you don't have people that care, you're gonna lose control. And that's what's happened, and we've caught it. Now, what we caught is billions and billions of dollars, but it's a tiny fraction of the real number. Because you can never catch the real number because people have gotten away with tremendous amounts of money. But I said we have to make our government smaller, more efficient, more effective, and a lot less expensive. And we could find $1 trillion, but we're being hindered by courts where they file in certain courts where it's very hard to win, and a judge will stop us, and a judge will say that it doesn't make any difference what you find, you just keep paying the money. That's a hell of a way to be. And I follow the courts, I have to follow the law, all it means is that we appeal. But that gives people time to cover their tracks. And that's what they do. So it's a very bad thing that's taking place. But hopefully if the courts, hopefully the courts will be fair. They don't have to be very fair, they just have to be a little bit fair, because this is so egregious what's taking place. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Nobody's seen numbers like this. These are massive numbers. $9 million for somebody to go and stand in a store and see how people shop. Okay?
Really?
I mean,
$9 million to see how somebody shop. Pay me.
It's a disgrace.
I'll take half a
And then you
million.
have a country that we want to make America great again. It's very hard to make America great again when you have things like this. And you're going to see the same thing. Department of Education is going to be a disaster. The military, I mean, I see it. Look, I bought I came in, they had a contract done, as you know, for 5.7 billion for airplanes. It was Air Force One with
I want to buy your house. I can pay you cash for your house no matter what condition it's in. If you
Committee wasteful spending of our federal government, particularly when it comes to foreign aid.
Listen to
The
this.
United States should not be the sugar daddy for the entire world, especially not for
No,
countries and
we're not trying to be the
organizations who
sugar
act
daddy.
contrary to our nation's beliefs. Our country is $36 trillion in debt, yet we continue to send billions of dollars overseas, often funding projects that are not just useless, but in many cases actively harmful. Taking the path to fiscal responsibility is often a lonely journey, but thanks to Elon Musk and Doge, they brought to light the waste that I've been highlighting for over the last decade. Every year I release my Festivus report to expose the ridiculous spending of the federal government, and this past year was no exception. I uncovered over $1 trillion in government waste, with the State Department and USAID being some of the worst offenders. Let me give you just a few examples of what these unelected bureaucrats are spending your hard-earned money on. $4.8 million went to Ukraine's public affairs office in Kiev to fund social media influencers. Instead of protecting our own border, $2.1 million was sent to Paraguay to enhance their border security.
But our borders is messed up. Okay.
USAID also funded a group of Ukrainian women-led designers to travel to the Paris Fashion Show.
Wow.
I don't know about you, but I'd imagine Ukrainian women have more important things to worry about than appearing in the Paris Fashion Show.
Right.
USAID spent $2 million on transgender surgeries, hormone therapy, and gender-affirming care in Guatemala.
Wow.
$3 million was spent to promote girl-centric climate action in Brazil.
Wow.
And I'd love to picture what a conversation about girl-centered climate action looks like. It's like, hey, Barbie, do you know what girl-centered climate change is? Since when do we believe arguments need to be tailored for girls to understand? How insulting to women at large that they think there are special arguments for girls to understand that are different than boys. $25,000 to fund a transgender opera in Colombia. Was nobody in Colombia willing to buy a ticket? USAID spent $32,000 in Peru to create a comic featuring a trans hero to address social and mental health issues.
Really?
What does that have to do with diplomacy?
Nothing.
$20,000 to fund a DEI program for a drag theater in Ecuador. $20 million was spent to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. USAID spent $6 million to promote a project boosting sustainable tourism in Egypt. I guess the U.S. is now the travel agent for the entire world since they spent $50 million on Tunisia's tourism, even though it's already one of the most visited countries in Africa. USAID gave $87.9 million to help Afghans farm, and incidentally, farm poppy, the plant from which opium is extracted. As of 2021, Afghanistan supplied 90% of the world's heroin. I thought the saying in the U.S. was just say no to drugs. How about we just say no to wasteful foreign aid?
Right.
$70,000 for a live musical event to promote diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in Ireland.
In Ireland.
State Department paid $330,000 to compile a disinformation index to blacklist conservative media outlets. USAID funneled over $54 million to EcoHealth Alliance, funding the very organization linked to the
Predicting
Wuhan
the
Institute of
next
Virology,
pandemic.
the likely origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. Disgraceful. $15 million was awarded to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan to distribute oral contraceptives and condoms. There's still a $3 billion fund for Afghan reconstruction that have tried to take that money to pay for other things that the government is spending money on, and yet there's been resistance by the other side to deplete that fund and say, we're done funding things in Afghanistan. This is just the tip of the iceberg. These are taxpayer
Did y'all hear that? That's what your taxpaying money is going to. It's what your taxpaying money is going to. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Want to hear any more receipts from the press secretary?
Fraud claims. Elon Musk in the Oval yesterday gave us some information on that. We're just wondering if there's some proof, evidence. Is the White House?
This I was talking about proof,
evidence
evidence.
of those fraud claims, or can Elon Musk come to the briefing room and share material evidence of what he's talking about?
Sure, I would love for Elon Musk to come to the briefing room. That's why we had him go to the Oval Office yesterday, where I think he provided great answers. He was speaking in layman's terms, speaking common sense to all of you in the media, but also to Americans at home. But I would say especially to all of you in the media, because I think it's a real fallacy that there's this alleged lack of transparency when it comes to Doge. President Trump and Elon Musk have been incredibly transparent on what Doge is doing. There is an X account with the Doge handle. They are tweeting out what they are doing on a daily basis. They have a website where they are posting the receipts of the contracts that they are reviewing and the payments that they have stopped from going out the door. The secretaries of our departments have stopped from going out the door. And I would also say that before it was Elon Musk making our government efficient and accountable, it was some unnamed bureaucrat that none of you knew. Elon Musk is
Right.
the richest man in the
Y'all
world.
just
He's
knowing
also
it
now
because
one
it's
of the most
Elon.
highly
But
scrutinized
before
men
that,
in the
it was
world,
somebody we
alongside
didn't even
President
know that
Trump,
was
because of what he's
probably
doing in the actions
committing
his
fraud. And did you know that Doge was started by Obama under the Obama administration? They just renamed it under Trump. Y'all weren't worrying about it then because they weren't exposing scamming. They were doing the scamming. Yes, Doge is a renaming of the Department of DAUS. I'm gonna look it up. Don't worry about it. I'll look it up in a minute.
Is allowing. So there's great transparency. As for the actual receipts, we are happy to provide them, and I actually brought some today because all of you know I love to bring the receipts. We have contracts upon contracts that we can send and provide this information to you. Let me be very clear. We are not trying to hide anything. We have been incredibly transparent, and we will continue to be. These are screenshots of contracts.
I want to thank you for a great day here, dear Dexter. We know that you were planning for with intention on meeting our goal, which is 25% of our scholars in every content in the MET and or exceeded category. This can only be achieved with intentional planning and purposeful teaching and learning experiences in our classroom. Teachers, please remember the deliverables.
In here wants to argue that the federal government is not fraudulent in some capacity, be my guest, because I think the American people watching at home would beg to differ. Mary.
I definitely beg to differ.
More on the judges. Does the White House believe the courts have the authority to issue these nationwide injunctions?
We believe that the injunctions that have been issued by these judges have no basis in the law and have no grounds, and we will, again, as the president said very clearly yesterday, comply with these orders, but it is the administration's position that will ultimately be vindicated, and the president's executive actions that he took were completely within the law. They were constitutional, and we look forward to the day where he can continue to implement his agenda. And I would just add, it's our view that this is the continuation of the weaponization of justice that we have seen against President Trump. He fought it for 2 years on the campaign trail. It won't stop him now. Brian.
Yes. I want to go back to Doge just for a second. Earlier, the subcommittee headed by Chairman Margie Taylor Greene, her and her staff discovered $2.7 trillion in improper payments to Medicare, Medicaid, overseas, to people who should not have gotten it. Some of this room might have missed that press conference. Can you elaborate on what the president is thinking at this time?
Well, again, that's another example. There's a very long list of the fraud, waste, and abuse that Doge is identifying on a daily basis. Elon Musk also talked about yesterday about Social Security payments that are going out the door for people who are no longer with us. Unfortunately, I would say that is certainly fraud. There's also a lot of contracts they've identified that, just as a hypothetical example, are $1 million, but only 500,000 went out the door. So where's the rest of that cash? And so that's the thing. Those are the things that Doge is working on every single day. And I would just remind everybody in this room, this is what President Trump campaigned on doing. He's delivering on a promise that 77 million people elected him to do. James.
Thank you very much, Caroline. Two foreign policy questions, if I may.
Sure.
First, a statement that was released after this morning's phone calls identified Mr. Witkoff as the special envoy who will be part of the delegation that undertakes to resolve the Russia-Ukraine war. I have thought that individual was General Kellogg, so can you clear that up?
Sure, I'd be happy to. As you mentioned, the president, in his truth, following the phone call with Vladimir Putin, said that he has asked Secretary of State Rubio, the director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe, our national security advisor here at the White House, Michael Watts, and Steve Witkoff to lead the negotiations. As for General Keith Kellogg, he remains a critical part of this team in this effort. He's played a tremendous role in getting the negotiations to this point, and he's very much still part of the Trump administration.
The other subject is Iran. I took note of President Trump's comments in his Super Bowl interview with our colleague Brett Baer to the effect that he wants to do a deal with Iran. However, that interview appeared after the supreme leader of Iran, the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, had already ruled out any additional negotiations with the United States. So kind of a two-part question. A, what gives the president any confidence that Iran will come to the table? And B, more fundamentally, why is the president interested in doing a deal with Iran instead of doing everything he can, perhaps short of U.S. military intervention, to try and hasten the end of what many of his own supporters regard as an evil regime?
Well, the president has made it very clear that he will never allow Iran to have nuclear capabilities. That is a red line that he has drawn, and he will not allow that to happen. But you asked why President Trump wants to make a deal. I would remind you, he's the master of the art of the deal. He is America's deal maker in chief. He leads from a position of securing peace through strength. And I think time and time again already, in just 4 weeks, we have seen the president being able to negotiate successful deals with our partners, our adversaries, all around this world. The release of Mark Fogel just last night is something that I think speaks to the president's deal-making ability. This is something that the Biden administration allegedly tried to do for 3.5 years. I think you all should go back and ask some of those Biden administration officials what they even tried to do and why weren't they successful, because for 3.5 years, Mark Fogel sat in a Russian prison, and it took President Trump 3 weeks to get him back on American soil. There's nobody better at making deals than Donald Trump. Phil Wegman.
Thank you. Two foreign policy questions. Ukrainian President Zelensky has said after the war that he wants NATO membership for nuclear weapons. We heard Defense Secretary Hegseth say that NATO membership was unrealistic. What's the president's view on the other options on a nuclear Ukraine?
I have not talked to President Trump about Ukraine's NATO membership or their nuclear capabilities. I would leave it to him to discuss. But I will tell you again that Secretary Rubio and also the Vice President, J.D. Vance, will be meeting directly with President Zelensky in Munich on Friday, and I'm sure they will provide a readout of that conversation and that discussion.
And the second question, given that this administration has called on Europe to take more responsibility for their own defense, I'm wondering, will the EU or any other European nation other than Ukraine be involved in these peace talks?
I don't have any European nations who are involved currently to read out for you. Certainly, you know, the president has employed a very strong team or deployed a very strong team to continue these negotiations. And the fact that he was on the phone with both President Putin and President Zelensky today shows that he's very much involved in this effort as well.
Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Should we expect the president to negotiate in person with Zelensky and
I don't have anything to read out on that for you today. Maggie, good to see you.
You talked about the transparency with Doge and Elon Musk's press availability yesterday. There is a conflict of interest law in place that says that people who have personal interests can't interact with government entities that could touch on those. Has President Trump signed a waiver for Elon Musk? Does such a thing exist? If it does, will you guys release it in the interest of transparency that he's committed to?
I have not seen the law that you are referring to. What I can tell you is that Elon Musk, as I've confirmed before, is a special government employee. He is filing the proper financial disclosure, and he is complying with all applicable federal laws. As you also heard Elon address this directly yesterday in the alleged conflict of interest, and he said everything he's doing is very public, and if you all perceive a conflict of interest, you're welcome to bring that up. And as the president said, if he feels like Elon is engaging in something that's a conflict of interest, he will tell Elon not to do that. And Elon also said yesterday that before he moves forward with anything, he consults with the President of the United States. So we're very confident with the ethics and the guardrails that have been put in place here. Kate.
Thanks, Caroline. I have a few things for you, but on the commitment by President Trump, he said that he and President Putin agreed to visit each other's respective nations. Are there any preconditions that President Trump has that President Putin must do before he goes and meets with them, withdrawing some forces, withdrawing all forces, anything like that?
Not that I'm aware of. That doesn't mean they don't exist, but I was just talking with the president in our national security team. I wasn't made aware of any conditions, but if they exist, I'm happy to provide those.
And on the president himself, you know, he styles himself as this master negotiator. He is now deploying these negotiations, saying that they start immediately. We did hear from the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, today, saying that NATO membership is not realistic for Ukraine, and neither is returning to pre-2014 borders. Aren't they giving away bargaining chips before these negotiations even started?
Again, I haven't talked to the president about Ukraine's NATO membership, and he appointed several individuals to negotiate on his behalf. He's directly involved in these negotiations as well, and I'm sure if you ask him that question in the near future, when you're able to, he'll give you an answer. I just don't want to get ahead of him on it.
Hey, Mika. You just threw up. I'm sorry, girl. I'm trying to get up out of here. I'm done with my lesson plans for the next 2 weeks, and I just gotta write my little bell ringer. Not my bell ringer. My today I will on the board, and then I'll be up out of here. Let me see if Miss Wilson, because I got something in her freezer. I'll be right back, y'all. Okay, I need to print this one. Print. I'm about to look at her papers and change some grades. Girl, when I say I'm trying to get up out of here, Mika, you not understanding. Girl, I can't get out of here quick enough. Today I will learn about earthquakes. And collect data map and describe patterns. Blah, 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 blah. Complete boundaries, interactions. In hot spots. I know I had it. When I can orally and in writing explain how earthquakes occur. Learn about earthquakes tomorrow, y'all. Occur and pass assessment. Oh my God. By 80%. Tomorrow is the 18th. Homework through Thursday. Build a science community. And I'm up out of here. Bam. Ugh. I'm out of here. Yes, I am. This copier. Get my lesson plan off the copier. I don't got nothing else I need to print. Sure don't. None of my bell rings and exit ticket is in the computer. What? That was a game changer. There. They got over 2,800 earthquakes. Mom, you should with the earthquake. Senator. Oh, thank you, Mika. Thank you for telling me that, because I was thinking of, because that's what we're going to be talking about all week: earthquakes, volcanoes, volcano eruptions, volcanic landforms, all that. And I was trying to think of, I was looking at those earthquakes a couple of days ago. Thank you for reminding me. That's the video I'm going to show them tomorrow. The earthquakes that are currently happening right now, because I like to have like current events, you know, real life, like I try to relate real life science, like real life things that's going on to my lesson. So thank you so much for that. Let me go print off.
Oh, really? I didn't know who it was, and then I saw it all over on top.
I gotta go to the printer. He said, I think a major volcano eruption is coming. Ooh, but like not ooh, like, you know, like oohs, like that's sad. I told them about this movie called Las Palmas, where this volcano eruption happened in
Our tortoise decided to have a panic attack.
Oh wow.
And he's like, get me out of here, I'm right by the window. Get me out, and then he fell on the floor, let him run around. He just beelined it from the seat blanket and just sat there. He wouldn't let us touch him. He kept hissing at us and we even tried to pick him up. And so he was like, you're gonna leave me here and be in the seat blanket. He has the tolerance of a old woman sitting on the porch in a rocking chair in her 90s. Only. But
yeah, look at shallow birthday invitations, but they didn't do them right. I made them, but they too big. I didn't want them to be 8 by 10. I needed them to be 5 by 8. a good day. I didn't stress myself out. I just did what I needed to do. Right, I'm finna get up off here. I'll be back because I have to talk about some more of this government spending, this government waste that the hypocrites, the Democrats, the liars, the scammers, the schemers, the ones that's making the millions of dollars that they looping around from one country back to ours so they can pocket it. Yeah, we will be coming back talking about them. It's Jasmine Crockett. Yeah, cockmouth. Alright, peace out. MomBossMayo is out. Hit the like button, it's free. Thank you. Keeps me in the algorithm. If nobody else told you to have a great day, then you have a good day. And don't you go messing up nobody else's if you can't have one today. Just pray for one tomorrow. Deuces.